Hey, everybody. Welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. I'm Kristi Brower here with my co host, sister, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver.
Well, hi, guys.
We're laughing. If you don't know why, it's because this is our second attempt because I just kept getting kicked out and having two windows open at the same time and doubled sound and weird sound. And I have no idea, not a clue. But what I know is we're back, we are
Yeah.
live, and everything seems to be okay.
Yeah.
We were having a discussion about what we made for dinner. So, what did you make for dinner?
I made beef, like pot roast and green beans.
Ooh, nice.
Not super fancy, but I put it in the oven at noon at like
Ooh,
275. So it cooked all day. It was awesome, actually.
very cool. That
Yeah.
sounds good. Well, I was saying before, I don't know. I was so discombobulated. I don't even know what I said. I was saying something about using my new air fryer to make Parmesan crusted
Yeah.
chicken, which was awesome. And then I was going to make Parmesan crusted zucchini to go with it, except when I pulled it out of the fridge, it was actually cucumbers. So we had marinated cucumbers instead, which was really good also. So
Well,
I
look
got
at
that
you.
new
So
Ninja
resilient.
Foodie that is a pressure cooker, a slow cooker, and an air fryer all in one machine.
Yes.
Let me just say, highly recommended. I have loved my pressure cooker. I used it until it died. And so we replaced it with this thing because I've been wanting to try the air fryer. And oh my goodness, it was great.
Yeah.
It's absolutely great.
Nice. That's awesome.
So I see y'all coming back in. So thank you, RJ and Mouth of the South. Oh my God. We are Mouth of Idaho. So you are Mouth of the South. I got it. Jennifer, Robin, Renee, JR. You guys crack me up. We have JR and RJ.
And
Love you
RJ.
guys.
I know. Makes me
But
laugh.
thank you for, bearing with us and our weird technology problems. But
Yeah.
we are back and we are going to do a reading show tonight. So we haven't done one of these on our Thursday night psychic show before, but it is something actually we've done tons of on other shows in the past. So feel free to post a question in the chat. We know you're coming either from our YouTube channel or you're coming from our Facebook page. So either way, we're going to see you if you post a question on this live stream. So feel free to ask for a reading, an energy healing, a combination of the two, whatever you want to ask for, we are up for. So thanks, Maxine and Kathy and Corin for jumping back in with us. And Cooper's friend.
Yeah.
I wish I knew Cooper's friend's name, but I don't know.
Well, you don't get to know.
Apparently, I don't get to know.
You can't handle the truth.
I cannot handle the truth. Yes, but we are doing a reading show, so feel free to throw something up there in the chat.
Yes.
While we talk just briefly about kind of the energy of this week. What do you think about this week? What have you been thinking about this week energetically?
It's been really interesting because I send out a daily email that's usually an energy read, and sometimes it's a warning or a admonition or something, But essentially, yeah, this week has been really weird because we've had some days that were like, I think Monday and Thursday both were really fast energy days. And when the energy is really fast, like the collective energy. So when I say collective energy, basically, I mean, if we took the frequency of everybody and put it in a blender and pulled out the average, that's what we mean by collective energy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just the average of the energy of everybody and kind of the collective vibe. Yeah. Right. So it's Maggie. Cooper was her beloved guardian. Oh, I love that.
Oh, her beloved golden. Oh, I love that. Well, Maggie, it's nice to meet you.
Yes, very much. Okay. So anyway, the collective energy was really fast on Monday. And when it's fast like that, you'll find yourself running late. You'll find yourself like procrastinating, not on time for anything, sitting in traffic for 20 minutes on a 5-minute job, stuff like that. It's just one of those days that you can get behind quick. So you don't want to procrastinate and you want to stay on top of things that have to be done. And then Tuesday, we were just dropped like a hot rock. And the energy was really thick.
I have a story for Tuesday. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the energy was thick and heavy. And everybody was like, why am I so low? Why am I feeling so crappy? And then Wednesday evened out a little bit, but it still felt a little bit contentious. And then today we went back into that really fast energy. So, but today is more creative. It's been a little more free, not so bound up like it was Tuesday and Wednesday. But anyway,
Mhm.
so yes, has it been a roller coaster this week? Holy hell, it
I
has been a roller coaster all
It
week.
totally has.
Yeah.
I have had the ups and the downs and the memory problems this week. I don't know, lots of that. But I'll tell you a little story about Tuesday. So I'm on a board, a city board, where the appeals board for planning and zoning. And so
Hmm.
we only meet like every other month because it's not a very big city. But right now we're meeting on WebEx, which is kind of like Zoom. And every time we meet, it's like I use, that kind of technology every single day. So I'm really used to it. I'm right on top of it, but you get people who haven't used it very much, except that we've been using it now for like 8 months for these meetings. But I swear that on Tuesday, brain power just sort of fell out of everybody's head. We're supposed to have this meeting. It was really fast. It was like 10 minutes. It was a really quick presentation. We knew we were going to vote to approve it. It was just going to be really simple. And we were in that freaking meeting for 45 minutes because nobody could figure out how to do anything. It was crazy. And then we would have all this weird feedback, and it was because people weren't muting themselves when they weren't talking. And it was just like the whole time I was ready to just scream at people. I was like typing in the chat, please mute yourself so we don't get so much feedback, but it was like everybody was having trouble like processing what they needed to do next. Everything was really slow and sluggish, and everybody was like, I don't have a clue what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Or it was, yeah, I was ready to scream by the time I got out of that meeting, but I could just tell that like everybody was really struggling with just doing the very basic. And then we add
Hmm.
technology into it, and that was just way too much.
Hmm.
So
Yikes.
yeah,
Yep.
I totally felt that on Tuesday. I was so glad when that meeting was over because oh my gosh,
Hmm.
so
I
aggravating.
I hear it. My kids, all three of them are very near finals. And so I have two kids in college and a senior in
Oh.
high school, and all of them are like this, just strung very tight this week. And I'm just been the fireman all week long. There have been times that I've had all three of them patched into the same call because they were all calling with mom. It's really been holy. So
Mm.
the one kid, he comes home tomorrow for a couple of months. His school, they don't go back after Thanksgiving. They're done because they're trying to lessen, COVID. And so this is also the kid that had to have three COVID tests this semester because he was exposed three times at football. So I'm kind of glad he's just going to come home for a while and, just work and chill. But
Yeah.
at any rate, but getting him through this week has been intense because most of his finals have been this week and final projects and papers. And good Lord. Yeah, it's been like that for everybody, I think.
Yeah, it just has. I have felt that way definitely, as I'm
Hmm.
out on my new path after I was laid off from my job in September. Some days are really good, other days are really not good, just I don't
Hmm.
know. I have felt like I was bouncing all over the place this week, and so I was really glad to hear you say that because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, it's not just
Hmm.
me. It's,
No, no, it's just where
there's a
we've been.
collective energy, part of this," which I think it helps to talk about that and recognize that we do all experience some things together,
Yeah.
not everything, and some people will be the exact opposite of this. I see that all the time where when you say it's low, other people are really high, and so there is sort of
Hmm.
a, either, right on or exact opposite,
Oh, yeah.
continuum of that.
Hmm.
But I think it helps to know sometimes that, "Oh, I'm not the only person that feels a little crazy this week." Good to
Hmm.
know.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and I keep hearing from people asking me what the hell's going on with my animals this week. So if your
Mm,
pets have been a little wild and crazy this week, last week they were, or 2 weeks ago, the full moon had everybody a little triggered. This week it's I don't know what it is except for that this collective energy is just really electric.
mhm.
But I've been hearing that a lot. And my pigs, oh my God, my piggies have been naughty. Like, actually, our little Sal's been awesome. Our
I'm
little
sorry,
boar,
but
who's
your pigs
usually
are
the
always
bestest
naughty.
boy. Yeah. Well, Zig, our little boar, is usually just the best little boy. And oh my gosh. he and I have tussled this week until it's just ridiculous. But anyway, so yeah, if your animals are a little wigged out, it's for the same reason.
Yeah.
And but good news, I do feel like we're going to mellow out this weekend. So at least for a little while.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. I already feel it kind of coming in. Today's been
Mhm.
better and not as up and down, and I think it's just going to continue that way.
Yeah,
Well, we have a lot of readings to get to, so I think we
I
better do
see
that.
that. Yeah,
So
we
why
better
don't
get
you
moving.
take Mouth of the South? Mouth of the South
Okay.
would like both a reading and energy healing, please.
Okay.
So I think we're going to just alternate. And so
Okay.
um, if you want to go with that, then I will take Patsy with an energy healing when you are done.
Okay. All right. So, mouth of the South, when I feel your energy body, two things come up initially for me. One is that you have an attachment on your back, kind of between your shoulder blades. This is just like a thought form attachment. This is like energy from somebody, you know, that you don't need. Usually on your back, it's kind of a like a psychic attack. It's not like someone who's, you know, putting a pin in a doll or some wild thing. It's just usually someone who had a strong thought, you know, an angry thought, a jealous thought, or something. But you do have something kind of crammed right between your shoulder blades. So we're going to clear that because that doesn't feel very good. But your root chakra is a little bit out of balance too, almost when your root's out of balance, it really affects your whole energy body. This isn't huge, but you are sensitive enough that I am guessing you are feeling a little prickly, a little cranky, just a little bit not yourself. So I want to go in on that root. I'm going to push it back into place here and get it back in the earth where it belongs. Okay. You know, we've had some earthquakes back east this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the earth herself is quite unstable right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, because I've seen a lot of these little root instabilities this week too.
I think we're going to
That's
come
what I'm
across a lot of
seeing
them because
there.
I'm really feeling them as I'm
But
reading
also
people's records.
yeah, your energy body is just moving a little bit slow too. So I'm moving through, I'm speeding it up all the way from your root and I'm moving all the way up to your crown here. Wow, that really opened your chest up. I felt some real congestion in your heart chakra. I'm guessing that Mercury retrograde probably brought some old grief and stuff to the surface there that wanted to be released, but I'm going to pull that from your heart. That made a big difference in your chest immediately. Actually, I felt like your shoulders dropped, your chest opened. That's good. All right, let me get that crown balanced up here. And then I want to pull that cord out of your back. We're going to just return that to sender. That came from a female. I don't know. That's really important to know, like who it came from. It wasn't on purpose. That feels like jealousy to me. All right, so I'm going to heal that up for you. And then I just want to clear your aura. You're just overall, you just are a little bit heavy. So I'm going to clear your aura here. And then brighten up the energy around you. Yeah, you're going to feel 100 pounds lighter. You needed a little clearing up. You are such an empath. It's easy, I think, to get a little heavy, especially in times like this. I also feel like you must work with or around a lot of people that take a piece of you because there's a lot of you have a lot of little cords from everyone else, and I'm just letting them all go and turning you free from those. All right, so that piece is done, and so let me give you a quick message as well from your guidance. They're showing me you in the kitchen baking cookies. So I asked, is this literal? Like she's baking cookies? And they said no, but she should be. They said that they would really
Shouldn't
like,
everyone? I mean, come
shouldn't
on.
everyone? They said they would like for you is to see you having a little bit more fun. They said they feel like things have become just like all work and no play for you too much lately. And they just want to see you do some things that maybe feel sentimental, that feel fun, that feel comforting. And yeah, so you don't have to bake cookies, but do something that comforts you, nourishes you, gives you, a good friend of ours used to say that sometimes you have to be your own grandma. And that really comes through for me, for you, that
Mm-hmm.
you need some mothering or some grandmothering, and you're going to need to do that for yourself. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So there you go.
Okay, so I'm going to work with Patsy while I'm working with Patsy. JR would like a healing and a reading.
You
So
bet.
you can take a moment to look at JR. Patsy, when I tune into you, you sort of feel like the Leaning Tower of Pisa to me. Your energy is shifted all off. I feel it off to my right, but often what you feel in energy is actually reversed, so it could be to your left. It doesn't really matter, but what it means is that your entire energy body is tipping like this. So sorry, I'm trying to find my camera. Tipping like this. So instead of being straight up and down, like along the spine, along your spine, you're like this. It's not a great way for your energy to flow. It can make your vibration low, and it can really impact. I'm feeling quite a bit of physical pain and some emotional pain. I'm feeling quite a bit of loneliness from you and just kind of some disconnect from people. And I know right now is a really crappy time to try to stay connected to people, especially if, they aren't living where you live. I feel like you need a little bit more attention paid on that to reach out specifically to some people that you're missing and to identify the fact that you're feeling a little lonely. But let's put that energy body back in. So I'm going to shift that root back into place, and we're going to line your energy body back up because it really, that shift, it's I want you to think of it like if you've ever been in a house where the foundation has shifted, so then the doors don't fit and you can't close the doors, or they won't stay shut, or the cupboard doors hang open, and you can't open the windows and that kind of thing. That's exactly what happens when your root is out like that. Then everything above it is out of alignment. And so we need that straight line going all the way up from the bottoms of your feet all the way out the top of your head. That's how your energy body functions. You're drawing new energy in and releasing old energy. And if it's shifted or kinked, think of kinked like a hose kinked and only some water gets through, you're not getting anywhere near as much energy, life force energy through you as you need. So Patsy, I am going to clear that up for you while we send Katie on with JR, because I can see we are going to need to hurry to get through all of these requests, and we really want to. But
Yeah.
I'm going to straighten out that energy body for you and really raise your vibration. But my challenge to you is to reach out to some people, to acknowledge that it's okay to feel lonely, but it's also okay to seek out some connection with other people, and know that right now is a time where a lot of people feel lonely because this need to social distance means that we have less contact than we normally do. But use your
Yeah.
resources and make some contacts. Okay. So I'm going to send you lots of love, and I'm going to put your Leaning Tower of Pisa, back into position.
Well, okay then. Well, while you make the pizza, I'm going to move on with JR. So, JR, the message that came through, I'm going to give you that first, and then I'm going to do some energy work for you. But the message that came through for you is that there is a situation that's bearing down here with a friend or a family member, or there will be here in the next week or so, where you are really going to want to say no. And then you're going to beat yourself up about it and think that you're being a jerk and, give yourself the whole what for over it. The message here is do say no. Do say no. Whatever this is, it feels to me like there's some pressure on you to go somewhere that you really aren't feeling. And the answer is to say no. Don't put yourself through that. You don't have to. So you may know what I'm talking about now. If you don't, I feel like that'll surface soon. But you're not being a jerk. You're protecting yourself. Okay. So don't do that to you. You get to say no when things aren't right for you. All right, let's take a look at the energy body here. All right, your root's in good shape, which is good news considering what we've been seeing so far tonight. So good. We'll take that. Your sacral chakra is a little caved in on itself. I'm going to pull that out. The sacral is where you experience joy and creativity and sexuality. And I feel like your sacral is a little shut down. So I'm going to pull that wide open because I would like you to really amp up that joy factor right now, especially because, again, I feel like you get kind of in a tug of war between other people that want you to do things for them or do things their way versus what you would like to do. And it's hard sometimes for you to be able to just validate what you need or want. And so you end up going along with whatever everyone else wants, and it's not yours. It's not your jam. So hopefully we can strengthen that also in your solar plexus. So your solar plexus is your seat of personal power and confidence and self-esteem. And I'm also going to draw that out and open. Your solar plexus was kind of caved in on itself as well. So I don't want to see these lower three not in a big, bright light with good movement, because that's when you get bullied and pushed around. We're not going to have it. Okay. But the consequences, that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, I hear you. Consequences. Standing up for yourself sometimes, particularly with your family, results in some consequences that aren't always what you want. But hopefully we can help you to start getting a little more of what you want. All right, moving up through that heart. Good. Good. Nice little shift there. And through your throat, I'm going to just push. You have a ball in your throat, and this is just unspoken stuff that you haven't been able to spit out. Again, those consequences, huh? Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that and open that throat up really nice and balance your third eye. Your third eye looks great. This is the seat of your intuition, and I feel like you have awesome intuition. You don't always validate it. Sometimes you're a little afraid of it, but just keep practicing and working it. And then your crown is a little too big, so I'm going to diminish that a little bit. When your crown gets too big, there's just overthinking going on, and you drive yourself crazy, and you start second guessing yourself, judging yourself. That's where this is happening, is up here in your crown. So I'm going to pull that down and get rid of all the extra stuff there that you don't need. All right, so let's just make sure that energy body is moving as quick as I want it to. That feels really good. All right, so clear up your aura here really quick. You two have quite a lot of psychic debris, a lot of worry around you. Some of it's yours, but I feel like a lot of it is other people's. It settles pretty hard on you. So clearing that away. Good. Let's get some good light around you. And that should feel much, much better. That feels good to me. So don't forget, the big N word, say no. Yeah. The other big N word. Don't say it, Bob. Let's go.
There's one you do say, there's one you don't say.
Yeah.
Let's just make it that. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. We're going to say more no's. Yes.
Yes. More no's.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that, Katie, very much.
You bet.
So I'm sorry. That was Corin? No, that was JR.
That was JR.
Sorry. Okay. I'm going to put you on Corin now, and I'm going to talk to Hula Bunny. Hula Bunny, who asked for an energy healing and then later down also asked for a reading. Now, Hula Bunny, let me tell you what we have to first talk about, and that is that giant spear in your back. I feel it on the left side around your left shoulder blade. Now, when I say a spear, what I mean is a thought form attachment. So this is a very strong emotional reaction that someone has had to something that you said or did. It was a trigger for them. It doesn't mean you did or said anything wrong. You didn't. It's just something that triggered them. But this is big. This is like, it looks like a spear. It feels like a spear. Like it hurts. If you're having pain in your back in that area, that is why. So I want to pull it first and clear the energy of it, and then let's talk about this a little bit. So I'm just going to pull that attachment, and let's just release that from you. We're going to heal the energy that comes from an attachment like that, and then we're going to send it back to the person that it came from. Not in a, here, take your damn spear kind of way, but in a, this is their energy. We need to return it to them. So we're going to heal it, send it back, and then do a little energy work on you to heal that spot in your energy body. Now, one of the reasons it's super important to return energy like that is that what happens with an attachment like that is it makes a connection between you and that other person. That just becomes this pipeline of emotional energy where you are feeling some of what they're feeling, some of they're feeling some of what you're feeling. This escalates things. And so if you've had some kind of a conflict with somebody, it can really make it worse because now you're feeling some of their issues and anger and they're feeling yours, and it just things build and build and build. And so pulling an attachment like that, healing it, sending it back to the other person creates a separation. It literally creates space between your two energy bodies, which is really important and what we need, all of us. You're going to find that the pain in your back is going to settle. And you're also going to find that this conflict is also going to settle. So this conflict, this is a woman. I do feel like this is a woman that felt challenged by you. Only because you were setting some boundaries and standing up for yourself. It doesn't mean you shouldn't set boundaries and stand up for yourself. You definitely should. The reality is that we don't realize that our thoughts control our energy bodies for most people, and so they don't know that they're firing big old spears out at other people. We don't always know that that's happening. Once you do know, you'll find that you'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna pull that back. Didn't mean to, didn't mean to send that on to somebody." So it's important to know that those things like that are a possibility.
Mhm.
But it doesn't mean to not stand up for yourself. You definitely should. I would, however, with this particular person, use what I like to call the wall of bulletproof glass. And that is, in your mind's eye, visualize your energy body creating a wall of bulletproof glass between you and that person. All that does is it creates a situation where, if that it's their energy, but it's a great way to protect yourself. This is great in family situations, in work situations, legal situations, high emotion kinds of things, using that wall of bulletproof glass to just keep the two of you separate and give you some space. And you'll find that the energy around the situation is going to settle right down. So thank you very much for that question. Katie,
Perfect.
what have you got
Okay.
for Corin?
Well, Corin, so when I first feel into you, I feel like there is something really tender in your heart, in your energy body right now. Like I almost feel like if I reach out and touch you, it's probably going to make you cry. There's just some real it could be grief. It feels like maybe grief or just some really sentimental missing people and missing this time of year feeling a little different, you know. Uh kind of a combination of those things. I feel like you typically carry light for other people. You typically are somebody who, everyone else looks for a good attitude. And she's laughing because she doesn't always have a good attitude, but I think other people typically think you do. But people look for you as an example because you're typically kind and you're typically somebody that other people can lean on. And I feel like this is a time where you've been suffering in silence a little bit. You don't really speak up when you're hurting. And that's okay. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what you have to do or don't have to do, but that's what I'm picking up off of you. And that there's just some hurt in your heart right now. And I think really it's grief. It's missing people that have passed or that just you're not seeing right now. I think maybe a little bit of both, but I just feel that in your heart. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and balance your energy body while Kristi moves forward, I think, so that we can move a little quicker. But I'm going to put some good attention in your heart. One of the work, one of the work, one of the modalities that I practice. There we go. That's how a grown up might say it. Is ethereal metals and ethereal crystals, which is just the art of pulling forward the essence of or the spirit of a crystal or a metal and using it in energy work. So I'm going to put some manganocalcite in your heart. That's an amazing stone for grief and for tenderness and for comfort and copper as well. So that's what I'm going to work on. I'll balance your chakras, but I really want to put a sphere of manganocalcite and copper in your heart to just bring you some comfort and peace so that you can look towards the holidays with a little more or this season, with a little more joy and do some joyful things. So I feel like you've been trying to do some joyful things. It's just we kind of got this is nagging at you. So that's where I'm going to go. And Kristi, I'll just turn you loose to keep going.
Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to talk to RJ. RJ, you said you'd love an energy healing so much. And that's so cool because I love energy healing so much. I'm a master healer and teacher. I've been doing this kind of work for about 20 years now, and I love it so much. One of the things I love about energy healing is that on the energy plane, you can heal anything. It's so much different than the physical plane and the emotional plane and, all those things where things can seem like a challenge that can never really fully be healed. It's not true, but it feels that way. And with energy, anything is possible. And so, RJ, let's take a look at what's going on with you. RJ, I feel all this pressure around your throat. Like it's almost difficult for me to swallow pressure here. I feel like there is so much built up in here. To me, it's like this giant ball of string, but it's actually just words all rolled up together. Things that you, at different times in your life, couldn't say, didn't say, were unable to say, and you still carry it possibly in a very physical way. Actually, I just really, I don't diagnose anything, but I do feel the pressure in there. And I want to help you to release some of the pressure and then teach you how to release the rest of it yourself. It's really important to recognize that some energy work can be done by a healer and some of it is for you. And so it's pretty much always a collaboration. So with throat chakra, I'm going to start unwinding that energy in there. As I'm talking, it's getting harder for me to speak. It's so tight in there. I'm going to unwind as much of that as I can. And what I'm going to encourage you to do, RJ, I feel like for it's some letter writing time. And this is not letters that you send. I'm not crazy, trust me. You don't mail this stuff. No, what you do is you burn it. But I feel like you have some words that need to be said in order to release them from your body, in order to release them from your emotions, but from your physical body and your energy body. So I'm releasing a lot of old stuff that can go, that I can let go of for you. And then we're going to get kind of down to the core issues, which are things I cannot release for you. You still have to do for yourself and say. And so I'm going to let you think on that for a little bit, but over the next while, and don't overwhelm yourself. Don't do it all at once. Start with the thing that comes to mind first and then work on that as you go. But I feel like it's really important for you to say the words you need to say all the cuss words, say all the stuff you couldn't say out loud, say all the things maybe you were embarrassed to say. Please also write a letter to yourself. And in that letter, please forgive yourself for everything that you think was your fault, for every choice that you felt was the wrong choice. However, you need to word it, release yourself from responsibility. I think one of the things that we as human beings are super good at is judging ourselves with hindsight. And so we're really, really good at saying, well, I should have known this or I should have done that differently, because when you see it all play out, it makes a lot more sense. But in the moment, you did the very best you could at that time. You did the best you could with the information that you had and the experiences that you had. So that letter needs to happen. And then you burn it and you let that part of your life go and you let that person go that's stuck in there. Whatever those things are, you burn them and you move on. But I think that will help you a whole lot. But that was the thing I was really drawn to focus on for tonight, was to release all of that in your throat. So I hope that you take the next step and do it as you can, as you're more comfortable, with it. And I think you're going to feel a lot better. But I really hope that's going to free up your voice, make it easier for you to speak up for yourself and say what you need and say what you want, because I feel like that is difficult for you. And there's a lot of pressure in there to keep you from doing that. So thank you for being here with us tonight and requesting that.
Perfect. Thank
All
you.
right. Uh-huh. Okay, so
I've got Robin.
yes.
So Robin is really struggling with stomach pain and sleep issues and back pain.
Yes.
So a lot of pressure, it seems like, in kind of every way here. So
Mhm.
Robin, I'm going to dive in on that. I want to look at your back, because it's like, I mean, I feel it in your stomach too, but I can feel where it's like it's wrapping all the way around you. Like you have your energy's wrapped super tight. And maybe it's because of the pain, but your aura is shrunk down tight to you. And that's such a crappy feeling. So I want to fix that. And I want to take a look at that back. So what comes first? It's the back. Okay. So it's the pain in your back has got you holding yourself weird. I feel like your posture is weird. And I definitely feel like that's contributing to the sleep. Robin, if you haven't already, I would get that back looked at and see what it is that's got you so tight and bound up back there. But I am going to do some clearing because I feel like you have some worry that has settled. Worry loves to settle on the back. Worry about money, particularly, but other
Mhm.
worries too. And here's the funny thing, Robin, you typically you don't really get mad. I mean, if you had a mean thought about someone, you immediately are like, oh, because you just don't. It's just not your nature. I feel like that's just it's not how you were raised, really. And I feel like lately you've felt more frustrated with others and with the world around you. And some of that has settled on you. No judgment. It's just, it's been a hard, weird time. So I'm clearing up that energy off your back, all of that worry. It's going to make a difference. But you need some body work, whether you see a chiropractor or a massage therapist or a naturopath or whoever you choose to see. But I really wonder if your hips are out of alignment because I have pain there, but I also have up more in your solar plexus too in your back. So, Robin, let's get it looked at if you can. I know some places are locking back down again a little bit, but I think you're going to need some manipulation to help get your back straightened out, and that's going to help your posture, which is going to help that belly. But I'm going to clear out your solar plexus too, because again, you've had some anger that's been kind of eating a hole in you. And I see it kind of balls up like that. Anger kind of turns into this black, murky, sticky stuff that packs up around your liver and your gallbladder, and it really can affect your stomach. So I'm going to slide that out of there as well. This is so not you. You've just been very bothered and infuriated lately by the world, I think, and some people as well. So clearing that out. This is like a foreign energy for you to carry. So I'm just slipping that out of your whole gut, your whole solar plexus band. And that I think is going to help you sleep. I would, Robin, if I were you, I would definitely employ some practices before you sleep, like no screen time for an hour and, slowing things down. Maybe use a little bit of lavender, things like that to just kind of create a really gentle bedtime space to see if we can help you go to sleep a little bit better. And then the message there for you was about creativity, that you really need to be sure you're doing some writing, be sure you're doing some work with your hands, if it's painting or drawing or whatever, but you need some creative stuff right now to help release this energy from you. So I got a good head start on it tonight, but I would really like to see you double down on creative stuff. You're going to find your happy place there and just feel better in general. So, but get that back looked at. No more suffering on that. That's not good for you.
Nice. All right. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to talk with Paula. Now, Paula says that we may remember her. We met years ago when we first opened our store. We used to own a metaphysical store. Our family did, and we sold it in 2016. But yes, I most definitely do remember you, Paula. So it's so nice to have you here with us. When I look at you, the
Mhm.
first thing I am struck by is what an empath you are. And your energy body feels heavy to me. You feel like you're carrying everybody's problems, everybody's emotional stuff. And so, Paula, what I want to do is I want to teach you a skill. This is an exercise that I developed that I call clear your bubble. And so your bubble is the level of your energy body that is from your body out to arm's length. Remember when we were kids and we got taught, this is my bubble, everybody stay in your own space, personal space, that kind of thing. That level of your energy body should just be you. It should be just you and your energy and nobody else. But as empaths, instead of having like a bubble that's a boundary between our energy and other people's energy, that bubble tends to be more like a sponge. And so we suck up other people's emotional energy. We suck up other people's problems. We have a tendency to take on other people's issues. And when you suck it all into your bubble, it feels like it's yours. It feels like it's your problem. It feels like it's your issue. It's hard to tell the difference between your emotions and other people's emotions. So, Paula, for you, we're going to do an exercise together that all you empaths listening today can benefit from by doing clear your bubble. And let's see if we can get that cleared up for you. Plus, you'll know how to clear it up next time, because this is actually an exercise I recommend that all empaths do every day, so that we don't get so packed with other people's energy. It creates a sense of anxiety and other people's problems being right on top of us and not really ever having any space for ourselves. Over time, we really do take on other people's problems when we feel them so much connected to us. So, everybody that wants to participate with this, Paula, you and I are going to do it together. I want you to just close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. Now bring your attention to your bubble, that space of energy around your body that goes out to arm's length. I want you to look around and see what's floating around in there. You might see people's faces, you might see various colors or words. And as you start looking around, you might discover that there are a lot of things floating around in here that don't actually belong to you. These are things that you can let go of because they're not yours. They're not yours to deal with. They're other people's issues. You can certainly be supportive, but it doesn't mean that you actually have to physically take them on. So we're going to clear your bubble of all of this energy. Anything that doesn't belong to you, we're just going to clear right out. So I want you to visualize screwing a garden hose to the side of your bubble and drop the other end of the garden hose into a vortex of white light. So just open up a hole in the earth in your mind's eye that is full of white light. And anything that goes into this hole of white light, or vortex of white light as I call it, will be transmuted into light and released from you in all directions of time. So you can throw anything in there that doesn't serve you anymore, and it will be released from you and just transmuted into light. So you're going to see, we're just going to use a little gravity for this exercise. We're going to allow the energy in your bubble to just drain out. It's like we're draining a swimming pool, only this is your energy bubble. I'm just going to let all that energy drain out and down into the vortex of white light where it's just transmuted into light and released from you in all directions of time. I'm just going to let the very last of that be released. When you're done, just unscrew the garden hose. And now you have an empty bubble of energy around you. Now, we want to fill this bubble up because this should be your energy in this bubble, not just random people's energy. And you don't want it to be empty either. I want you to think about a balloon that's blown up and tied off. There's some tension, right? There's some tension at the boundary of the balloon. And you can't put any more air in it because the air is pushing out, right? Same idea with your energy. When you fill your bubble with your energy, then it pushes back on energy that tries to penetrate it, and it helps you to not take on as much energy. So I want you to bring your attention to your heart chakra, which is just in the center of your chest. And just ask in your mind, what colors are your heart chakra? Now, it doesn't matter what colors come up. Don't worry if it has to be the pink or green or gold or whatever. Those rules are arbitrary. Whatever colors come up. Paula, for you, I see a lot of robin's egg blue, and I see like a spring green here and some sparkly gold colors. And I want you to take that energy from your heart chakra and push it out. And as you push it out, it's just going to start to fill up your bubble. You want to fill your bubble all the way up with your own energy, creating that space of security between you and the rest of the world. So there's space where you can tell who you are and what emotions are yours, so that you don't have to take on other people's stuff. You'll actually be able to tell the difference from one person's energy and yours, because your bubble is full of your energy. This is a great way to clear up your own emotional challenges that may not actually be yours, and also to protect yourself every day. All right. So once your bubble is full all the way to the top, clear above the top of your head, just take a couple of deep breaths. And open your eyes. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you're going to feel a whole lot better, Paula. I would encourage you to practice that every day. And any of you that get to feeling like you've got too much emotional energy from other people around you, do clear your bubble.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. I've got Bianca.
All right.
She said, none of my doctors have been able to diagnose me with any particular illness, but I've been sick on and off for the past few years in my stomach area. Where am I guided to look? The two things that came up for me, I was really hitting hard in the gallbladder area, the gallbladder liver area, as well as slow or improper digestion. And so if I were you, and obviously I can't diagnose anything or, anything like that. I'm not a doctor, but those are the places that I'm drawn. So if I were you, I would talk to a naturopath about taking a look at your digestive system. Do you need some enzymes? Are you moving food through properly through your stomach? And also, how is it metabolizing through your liver and your gallbladder? Because those are the places that I was particularly drawn. Bianca, I think that you're going to get an answer. I do. I'm sorry it's taken some time, but I do feel like you'll get an answer that will help you to not, dread eating. Yeah.
Nice.
RJ says it feels like that we had the same kind of week. Well, okay then.
Well, good to know. It really is nice to know that we're not all just out there on our own struggling with this life, but that we actually are kind of experiencing the same things. I don't know.
Mhm.
There's some peace in that, I think.
I think so too. Yeah. Cranky said that YouTube went down for her last night. So
Ah,
things have just been weird. Yeah.
they have been. They
Which
have
actually
been.
answers something for me because our broadcast last night was pretty quiet.
Mhm.
And, not that it hurts my ego or anything, but I was kind of surprised. And maybe YouTube was down for others as well.
May
I
have
don't know.
been.
Tech
She
has
couldn't get
been
into
kind
the
of
live
weird this
streams.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, been kind of a weird week. Okay, well, I'm going to take
Yeah.
Renee, and if you
Okay.
want to take Jennifer.
Yep, I am ready for Jennifer.
Okay. So, Renee, let's take a look here. Renee, you feel emotionally exhausted to me. Your vibration's kind of low. You just feel tired. You said you're going to get an energy healing and then go to bed. And I think that's a good idea. I feel like for you, there are some situations that you need to take a break from that are just emotionally draining for you. For you, watching other people struggle is very hard. And you are one of those people that everybody comes to for advice and for help and for a listening ear because you are a wonderful human and that's a great thing. But I really feel like for you, you got to take a little break and say, you know what, this weekend, I'm just going to take care of me. And I'm going to take a break from everybody else's drama and just, do some good things for yourself. Do things you want to do. Go do things that you enjoy and don't beat yourself up if you take a break. And I know that's hard. I feel like that's difficult for you to say no or to step back. But this is a great time to practice a little bit of boundaries there and really just take good care of yourself. I'm going to do what I call a vibration raising for you. And this is an energy healing technique that really raises your vibration up when you're low. And so I'm going to do that. And while I do that, I'm going to turn the time over to Katie.
Okay. So, Jennifer, I do have a message for you from your dad, from Bobby. So I'm going to get on that right now for you. I want to get back to your question real quick. Okay, here we go. So he's passed 11 years ago. He said her life has been full of challenges. Referring to you, he said your life has been full of challenges. He said some that I feel like I may have created or played a role in. He said he believes that his death has created for you um, some additional challenges with family members, as well as just emotional challenges in yourself. And he says that he wants you to know that he feels like you have, his words, blown the lights out. So I had to ask him what that meant. He said that, and then he's cracking me up. Then he kind of looked confused and he said, like knocked my socks off. Oh,
Mm,
okay.
there we go.
So he says that he's been dazzled by the way you have. Well, my word was dazzled. It wasn't his. I shouldn't put that word in his mouth. But he said he has watched you grow. He has watched you take care of everyone around you. He has watched you continually heal yourself from trauma and from past hurts, and that he just wants you to know that he honors that and he wants to, be a part of your healing. Did he have some trauma as a kid? I feel like he had some pretty good trauma that followed him into adulthood that has been, a part of what shaped his personality and who he was. That there was kind of a rough start there for him. And I think maybe that translated, Jennifer, into some rough stuff for you as well. But at any rate, he does love you and he's proud of you and he wants you to know that he is very aware of the struggles that you've had and the way you have surmounted them. And he couldn't be prouder of that. So keep going. Yeah,
Nice.
love that.
Love that. Love that for you, Jennifer. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. I was trying to catch up with the bottom of the chat, but I don't want to lose the top of the chat. I'm
We're
going to
at
do
Maxine.
We're at Maxine. I'm going to do an energy healing for Maxine.
Okay.
Katie, if you would do an energy healing, and I think Eternity message down lower, she would also like a reading, an energy healing and reading.
Okay.
She wanted to know if this work drains us.
No.
Not at all.
Some does, but not this work. Readings, energy work. You get a lot of energy work yourself while you're doing energy work.
Definitely.
Past life work. Oh yeah. But
yeah, past life work is very tiring. Dark entity work is very tiring.
yeah.
But yeah, just readings and energy healing. I mean, if you're doing it correctly, you're getting just as much energy as the person you're working on is. And so it's really quite
I will say
energizing.
this though, you may see us yawning, and
Yeah.
that's because that's the way energy sometimes the way energy moves through, because we're transmuting energy from you through us, and it makes
Mhm.
some people yawn. It makes me yawn. I hate it.
Me
I
too.
wish it didn't. Yeah, but we both will. You'll see us yawning. It's not because we're tired. It's just because we're working. I have colleagues who it makes them burp, so I'm taking the yawn. That's better.
Yeah, me too. I've not been a burper, and I'm grateful for that. I sometimes am a sneezer. Sometimes I'll sneeze like
Yes,
4 or 5 times in a row,
or a
because
cougher.
or coughing, yes, to release the energy, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I actually always feel like really jazzed after this. Like it'll be hard for me to go to sleep for a little while after we're done with the show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll get off of this and talk my husband's ear off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Me too. Me too. Rhonda will be like, I want to go to bed. I'm sorry, but I have to tell you
Well,
some more
that's
stuff.
too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to jump in on eternity then. If you
Yes. And okay, Maxine. So I am drawn right away to your heart. Really heavy here. This feels like grief to me. And this just feels like you literally have a
Oh,
weight on your chest. I feel like sometimes it's hard to breathe, that you might be having some pain there. I'm not talking about physical stuff because that's not my area, but I am talking about emotional things and how they impact your body. And so I'm going to do some work here to really lift that weight off from your chest because we want to give you a chance to breathe and a chance to be released. Something I feel really guided to say to you is it's okay to feel better. Sometimes in situations where we lose someone or we go through a lot of grieving, there is a level of guilt around it that you're supposed to feel bad, maybe forever, for that. And I have to tell you, Maxine, that my family, we've been through a lot of grief in our lives. We lost the first person close to us when Katie and I were 2 and 3. Our baby brother died. And we have lost people very close to us many times throughout our lives, including all of our grandparents, our parents, a cousin of ours when we were kids, our great grandparents. We've had a lot of death in our lives, and not that everybody hasn't, but it started very young for us. And I learned from watching my parents that it's okay to be happy. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to allow yourself to not, I don't want to say move on because it's not like you're leaving them behind, you're not, but to move forward with the positives, with the happy stuff, and you don't have to carry it forever. And some of us don't really think of it that way, and so you never really realize that like you're carrying this giant heavy rock and you could just set it down. And Maxine, it's okay to set down the rock. Okay, I just want you to know that. And I did release a bunch of old emotional energy from your chest. I feel like you're going to feel so much lighter, but I also feel like it's okay for you mentally because we always have to do the thought work with the energy work. Because remember, thoughts control the energy body. The thoughts around this for you are it's okay to move on and move forward and be happy and have positive things in your life. You don't have to carry it forever. Okay. So I am going to just end with that. So thank you for that question.
wonderful.
Now I
It's an important message. I suspect that it was not just for Maxine, but some of the rest of you
Mhm.
will hear that and realize that may have been for you as well.
I think that's a grief message a lot of people need to hear. You know, for us,
Mhm.
we lost our parents 18 months apart. They both had cancer. We went through a really, really difficult time. And even now, and our mom's been gone 9 years and our dad's 7, we haven't seen in a while, will come up, oh, how are you girls? You know, like, we're okay. You know,
Mhm.
our parents would not have wanted us to stop living just because they were ill and died, but they act like we're still like grieving. And it's not
Mhm.
that we aren't. It's not like, I cried this week missing my parents
Right.
and
Never
last
goes
week, and
away, but it gets different.
it
Yeah.
gets different and your life just moves ahead. Time moves on. Your life moves on. And so you have to find a way to do that and to allow it and to go, if somebody really loved me, they would want me to be happy. They would want me to move forward in a positive way and not
Yeah,
get stuck.
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Okay, well, eternity, I love your frequency so much. I cracked up because I felt like I was in the midst of someone who is like wickedly funny, but also loves unconditionally in a way that people probably can't even grasp. So, very old soul energy that you have. But I had a great sense of humor, as well as yeah, that unconditional love and service that you just offer to anybody around you, really, which I just really wanted to honor. When I cleared your energy body, I everything was pretty normal. I didn't feel like there was any big disturbances, except for that your aura was heavy and needed cleared, which I did do. The biggest thing that came up for me was a big weight that you are carrying on your back and shoulders. I didn't even necessarily feel like it was yours as much as it is like everyone else's. That's where you carry worry. It's where you carry stress. And I pulled a huge boulder of weight off of your neck and shoulders and got rid of that. And you straightened. I felt like that helped immensely to just release that and let it be gone. But yeah, so that was the biggest work that I did. The message that came through for you for right now was a message for you about not giving more than you have, that you tend to see the needs of other people and the needs of the world, and beat yourself up because you can't do more. And that you tend to, you'd be the guy that would give away your last dollar or give the shirt off your back, and there's nothing wrong with that, except for that, it's okay to keep some for yourself as well. It's okay to enjoy what you have, and you don't have to feel guilty about
Yeah.
that at all. Yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. That don't give more than you have, I think, is a really important message for most of us empaths out there in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the chat rolled up and we lost this question, but I read it, so I'm going to say really quick. Cooper's friend asked how the next year is going to be for her two adult sons. And here's what I have to say. Their year is going to be pretty good, but they rely on you too much. It's really mostly going to be about you setting some clear boundaries when it comes to what really is their problem to solve and not yours. And so, the kinds of challenges that we all experience from time to time are going to come up for them, but they need to stand on their own 2 feet. And this is going to be a little hard for you, but I feel like it's really important for you as well, that you need to remember to let them be adults and to let them solve their own problems and to encourage them to do so. Don't step in, don't jump in. Don't take the bait when they call and say, I just can't do this myself. You need to encourage them to do it. They really can. And so this year is going to be really important for you to just encourage them to spread their wings a little more.
Yeah. Very good. We have missed some things because our chat rolled and we can't see them. So if we missed you, I'm very sorry. And oh, we lost Kristi again. Well, how weird is that? We made it a whole hour. Well, I'll keep going and see if she is able to come back. If we missed you and we missed your question, I apologize. That just, it happens sometimes. So it's just how this chat operates. But Mary says she's been dealing with high blood pressure and had 2 teeth removed today. So, Mary, lots of love to you. But Mary, also you had a question about lung mass, wondering if the lung mass they found
I'm
is
back.
gone. Hello.
I have no
Uh,
idea why that
I
happened.
know. So Mary said she's wondering if the lung mass they found is there or is it gone. She goes to a specialist in Texas this month. Mary, there's going to be some treatment. I don't feel like it's worst case scenario, but there is going to be some treatment recommended. Yeah, that's happening. Yeah, Very glad that you've got a good doctor going here, though, especially with the high blood pressure and the teeth. So sending
Mhm.
lots and lots of love to you.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
I wanted to answer Colleen. She says, "What is a good stone to use for protection? It's not negative energy, just protection from picking up people's energy at work." And my favorite stone for that is black tourmaline. Black tourmaline looks like this. You can get it at lots of shops, you can get it tumbled. This is a double terminated piece. Black tourmaline is just an awesome protection stone. So get a piece and set it on your desk at work, and periodically set it out overnight in the moonlight to clear it.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's a great
Great.
one.
Put a selenite lamp on your desk too, if you can.
Mhm. That'll
That'll
help
just help to
transmute a lot of our
absorb.
energy.
Yeah, I feel like she works with a lot of drama mamas.
Uh-huh.
She stays out of it for the most part, but
Yeah.
it's in the air. So, S Prof said, I feel greedy for asking something. Don't you dare feel greedy for asking
No, it's
something.
always
That's
fun
why
to
we're
ask.
here. However, I can't answer your question. It's an astrology question. Neither of us are astrologers.
Mhm.
However, I work with brilliant astrologers over at 1-2 Listen that
Yeah.
and at 1-2 Radio. And I would highly recommend Kelly McLean. If you go over there and look, if you want an answer to this question, I would go talk to Kelly because she will have an answer for you. But
Mhm.
over at 1-2 Listen. So I'm sorry we can't answer it. Yeah, we know a little astrology because we've worked with some brilliant astrologers, but neither one of us are actually astrologers by trade.
Yeah.
And that is a very specific question that I wouldn't dare touch because
Me
I
either. I look at it like, "Oh, I have no idea. I'm
I
sorry."
hope you get an answer though, for sure. Okay,
Mhm.
just scrolling down to the bottom. We are just really close to out of time here, but I want to make sure that we.
Looks like innocuous atoms. Do you wanna read for innocuous atoms?
Yes, I
How
hate
does
to
it
say it, but your sound is really rough.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I have no idea what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah, what a
I'm
weird.
doubled again, but I don't dare turn it off because we know what happens if I do that.
The hell is with tech? Mercury went direct last Tuesday, so why is this happening? We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't blame Mercury. That's why. Okay,
Mhm.
all right, innocuous. Let's take a look at you. Okay, so the message I have for you is regarding how you're spending your time. I see you with a book. I see you with a magazine. Here's what I'm getting from you: you're a lifetime learner. You're somebody who has to constantly be engaging in learning something. The message I have for you is about considering learning something completely different than what you typically read and study and get into. I could see you like really diving into some kind of a study for the winter. I feel like it's something different than you've done before. This, I think, could have to do with genealogy. It could do with family. It could do even with like epigenetics or something like that. But I feel like there is something or noetics. There's some kind of a study here that I feel like maybe has been already tapping at your door. But I feel like you're just a lifelong researcher and learner. And there's something here for you to put a bunch of your time and energy into because you want to, because you love to learn and pick up knowledge. So that's what I'm seeing for you this winter is a lot of study, falling down the rabbit hole with something. And it's
Nice.
good. It's a good place to go.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you this one as well because it's a mediumship question. This is, Judy Amber Jude Amber, would love to
Yeah.
hear from their 3rd great-grandma, May
Yay.
Cherita.
Okay. Yes, Jude. Let's tune into grandma. Okay. She's bustling up forward. There's so many other people that are in your periphery too, but she's coming to the front of the pack. She is too. I think you are so much like her. I do. I feel like you have some of her same personality traits and her tenacity. She said back in those days, tenacity wasn't something that was smiled on.
Mhm.
She says she would be in trouble as a child for being precocious and a bossy girl. Yes.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. But she says that she's so happy for you that you are in a day and age that being tenacious or precocious is something that's much more encouraged, and she's really happy to see that. She says that you get hurt easily, however, by other people and the opinions of other people. And she just wants to validate that she knows that's something that happens for you, and that she will, oh, she said, I'll always be there to dry your tears and to bring you comfort. She said, your hurt sometimes really boils over in anger, and sometimes it's misplaced because the thing or the person that you're angry at is hard for you to be able to reconcile. And she knows that too. But anyway, she wants you to know that she's so proud of the way you, are excelling in life. She's just so, I love how she compares herself to you, but also recognizes how very different your life is than hers. And she loves how you're living yours. So call on her for help. She's close by and she's a little firecracker. I love her vibe. I think that, and I agree with her. I feel similarities in her and you that, yeah, keep going with your precocious self. Yeah, I love it.
Absolutely. Well, we know there's a little trouble with my audio, so I think maybe we ought to just end it there.
Yep.
We have to, end it somewhere. Sorry.
Yep.
YouTube's having a little trouble tonight.
You bet. You bet. But we will definitely, oh, really fast, Marie. Marie, I want you to really follow through with your doctors. I don't want you to put off any appointments or any of their recommendations. I feel like it's really important. I'm going to tell you that I feel like at the end of the day, you're going to get some good news, but you cannot blow this off.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good advice.
Absolutely. Yep. And I think we only have one more person, and I hate to leave us dropping one person.
Yes, it's Courtney. If you
And
want
it's
to,
Courtney.
I
Yes.
just won't say anything.
Stupid tech. Okay. All right, Courtney, I want to dive in on you. Courtney, you are the glue. You're the glue for the people around you. And but you've been the glue on their terms quite a lot. But I actually feel like you have several people in your world that are going through some really hard stuff right now. And, you help, you help as you can. Your boundaries have gotten so much better than they were even a few years ago. Even a few years ago, there was a drive in you to help everyone all the time at your own expense. And I feel like you've gotten much, much better with that now. And so I want to validate that for you, that I feel like you've worked on boundaries, you've worked on yourself. The hard part right now is everybody around you is struggling. And I think it's making it a little hard for you to be happy. And I realize this message is similar that I think to Maxine, that we talked to Maxine tonight. But at any rate, I do feel like you need to cut some of that loose and not worry too much about everyone else's problems. I mean, you can be a sounding board. You're a great counselor. Your friends and family need to talk to somebody. They come and talk to you, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good role to have. But don't let everyone else steal your joy. If you need to silence your phone so that you can finish your movie, do it. If you need to, not answer a text because you're having fun right now and that's going to, you know, upset the hell out of you, don't. Give yourself some space from this stuff. You get to. So don't beat yourself up and don't feel guilty about it. Just have some good boundaries. You've had them. I think the big message here is don't let them slip. Of course, be there for your friends and family. You always will. That's a given, right? But don't feel bad about taking the time you need for yourself. I feel like you even kind of hold back from telling people things because you're afraid that they'll feel bad because their life isn't in a good spot. But you know what? You do get to be happy, Courtney. You do. So that's the message I have for you. And Cranky had just asked if we would send out good vibes to everybody, especially people that are going through COVID right now. And so I think let's all do that together quickly before we end. If you guys will all just join me, let's just take a minute and really intend that all who are ill will be well, that all that are struggling will be comforted. And we'll all just continue to carry that light, throughout this week for everyone that's been touched by this pandemic and this crisis across the globe, especially as it's just raging right now. So, and thank you, Cranky, for that. It's a good suggestion that we all use our collective light to help. And in fact, maybe next week, let's plan next week on doing a healing circle. We'll do a collective healing circle, a virtual healing circle together as a part of our work together next week. So very good. So Amber's grandmother that we worked with, she's okay. Was from the Pitta Pitta tribe from Australia. Okay, wow. No wonder she was bustling around like that, like she's in charge. She's got it going on. Wonderful. And yes, you are very much like her. I love it. All right, you guys. So coming up, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we'll have new cases drop. Wednesday night, we will be live with case updates. There is some movement in the Valo stuff. We've got a few things to report. And of course, some other things because they don't get to have all of our time and attention because who are they? And then, of course, next Thursday night, we'll be back with another Psychic Hour. We will do a collective energy work or a collective healing circle with all of you as well. So thanks you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you. Of course, you can find us here. You can find us on Patreon. You can find us on all of our podcast sites. And is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Thanks, guys, for being here. This has been True Crime Paranormal, the Psychic Hour with Katie and Kristi. Take care.
Have a good night.